Las Vegas Raiders did something really smart this morning, and Raiders fans, I'm telling you right now, this is great news. My name is Mitchell Renz. You're watching the Raiders Report, and I'm going to get you guys a quick little video here on the two players that the Raiders are bringing back to this roster. I'm going to tell you why it's important, and then at the very end of the program today, I'm also going to look at some of the top remaining free agents out there. If you didn't see the video that I posted on social media at Mitchell Renz 365, the Las Vegas Raiders have tendered defensive tackle Thomas Booker. They've also tendered offensive lineman Jordan Meredith. So I know it's early here in the morning. I'm getting ready to go live on the Raiders Report here in a little bit. We'll be live again probably 6-7 hours, somewhere around that. Today we were live for 10 hours yesterday. If you're looking for the best Raiders NFL free agency coverage on planet Earth, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let's first talk about here Jordan Meredith. And I know Meredith was put into a starting role last season on the offensive line. They were putting him at center. I think it was a cool opportunity for him, but the Raider fan, and a lot of Raiders fans out there, when they see the news that the Raiders have tendered Jordan Meredith, I don't want y'all to be upset about it because I think it's a really good move for the Raiders. You just have to play him where he's supposed to play. Does anybody out there think that Brennan Carroll was a good offensive line coach? No, of course not. Does anybody out there think that Pete Carroll understood this roster? No, of course not. You have to be able to tip your cap to John Spytek. He came out swinging this offseason already. And in NFL free agency, the Raiders have already spent, in terms of NFL free agency total value contract allocations, total money, Raiders have already gone the most, $281.5 million when you combine all of the years, all of the money, all of the contracts. The next closest team is the Tennessee Titans. The reason why that I bring that up is because I believe in what John Spytek did yesterday. I believe in Klint Kubiak as a head coach, and I believe in the direction of the 2026 Las Vegas Raiders, so I want fans to also buy into it. Now, if you're wondering, Mitch, all right, well, how much money does it cost to tender Meredith? It's about $3.5 million. 1 year, $3.5 million. But here's the thing. If you use Jordan Meredith as a left guard, as an offensive guard, you're going to really like that value at $3.5 million. Now, you need to be able to use him as a backup center in case Linderbaum goes down. I'd rather him be the backup center than Will Putnam, who the Raiders also tendered. Now, that one was only, I think it was $960K, if my memory is correct here. So with a guy like Jordan Meredith, though, you go back and look at 2024. Back in 2024 with Meredith, he actually was one of the better offensive linemen in the NFL based on PFF grade. Now, I know last season, again, 57.7 overall grade. Not very good. 676 snaps played. But I want y'all to, if you get a chance, go back and look at 2024, because I think any real one, any diehard Raiders Report fan remembers, honestly, how good Jordan Meredith was at that guard position in 2024, okay? 574 snaps played. He played 365. Shout out to you, boy. 365 at the left guard position, and he played 209 at the right guard position. That season, an 80.8 overall grade, a 78.4 run blocking grade, a 75.7 pass blocking grade. I know it's a little bit of a shorter sample size, but still over 500 snaps, left guard, right guard. Jordan Meredith is a guard, which is why I think a lot of us were so freaking frustrated last season with this coaching staff, because when Pete Carroll was asked about, is JPJ going to play center, he gave an emotional answer. Absolutely not. The reason why he gave an emotional answer is because he was trying to defend his Nepo son on the offensive line. Jordan Meredith coming back to the Raiders is a outstanding depth move, and if you need to use him as a starter, I know we said compete a lot last season. I'm trying not to say that, but this is really good competition for a Caleb Rogers, for a Charles Grant, for a DJ Glaze, because right now that starting offensive line, I know for a fact, is Colton Miller, JPJ, Tyler Linderbaum. How do we find those other two spots? Now, in my personal opinion, between Jordan Meredith, Charles Grant, Caleb Rogers, and DJ Glaze, I need one of those mother effers to step up. I don't mean to call you all mother effers. I'm fired up. It's free agency. One of those guys to step up and be another starting caliber offensive lineman. Just one out of those four. And then if you need to go out and add somebody else in free agency in the NFL draft, you can do it. Jordan Meredith being added to this Raiders offensive line, I'm telling you, is great news for the Raiders. Let's go to the next move that the Raiders did this morning. They tendered Thomas Booker. Now, Thomas Booker's a little bit different because they tagged him with like his original tender. What does that mean? So you got your standard tender, and then you got like essentially like when you were drafted tender. Meredith is just the standard tender, nothing. In terms of Thomas Booker, because he signed his style of tender, if another NFL team goes out and they sign Thomas Booker, now his tender's at $3.5 million. So essentially, if another NFL team out there thinks that Thomas Booker is worth more than $3.5 million, or if Thomas is like, hey man, I want a multi-year deal somewhere else, well, then the Raiders actually get a 5th-round pick because when Booker was drafted, hold your pants, he was drafted in the 5th round. So if he goes elsewhere, the Raiders get another 5th-round pick. That's why I absolutely love this move by the Silver and Black. On top of that, the Raiders last season traded away your young cornerback, Ja'Cory Bennett, to the Philadelphia Eagles for Booker at the defensive tackle position. So you add a little bit of extra depth at DT with Booker, and it's kind of the same way that I would look at a guy like Jordan Meredith. I don't want Thomas Booker to be my starter. I don't really know if I want Jordan Meredith to be a starter, right? But you put those guys as rotational pieces, especially Booker. He's a lot better at being able to get after the quarterback. But if you add him to just add a little bit of extra rotation, a little bit of extra depth, a little bit of extra fresh feet, it's going to be a smart move because Booker is, again, I do think a much better player than what he gets credit for. And then the other thing you got to consider is when the trade happened last year. I know a lot of people were like, what the heck's going on? The Raiders, though, in their front office, you got Brandon Graham, you got Anthony Patch. I've mentioned those guys' names a few times, but they've been known as being like the right-hand guys to Howie Roseman before they joined the Raiders. Now, last season, Booker, 45.5 overall PFF grade. Obviously not good. 39.4 run defense grade. Obviously terrible. But the 67.8 pass rush grade, this is where Thomas Booker's going to excel. And you look at a tender like this makes me now really, really, truly want to go out and get a run-stopping DT, whether that's in free agency or there's a lot of really good run-stopping DTs that you could get at pick number 14. Hell, I think you might even be able to get at pick 36 in the NFL draft. But the 2024 season, Booker was better. 53.4 overall grade. The pass rush, the run defense, it was a little bit, right around the same exact thing according to PFF. But at 26 years old, you're getting somebody that does have a lot of experience. And because you traded away Ja'Cory Bennett, I'm happy that the Raiders ended up bringing him back. This is also, though, why I think that this is great news. Yesterday, I said that there's top 5 free agents that I want the Raiders to bring back to this roster. Number 1 was Eric Stokes. Number 2, Jordan Meredith. Number 3, Thomas Booker. We've already brought back our top 3 free agents that were going to hit the open market, and you did that. Number 4 was Daniel Carlson. I don't see Carlson coming back after the move of Matt Gay yesterday, and I know some people are a little bit upset about it. I'll just say it like this. I believe in what this organization is doing. I understand what the connection is with Joe DeCamillis. If you don't know the connection, check out the video that I dropped late last night when the signing ended up going down. But my number 5 free agent that I wanted the Raiders to bring back, Malcolm Kuntz. So 4 out of the 5 top free agents that I wanted the Raiders to bring back, the Silver and Black ended up bringing back. So between Jordan Meredith and Thomas Booker, you're looking at a combined, it's going to be right around $7 million. Meredith at 3.5, Thomas Booker at 3.5. So what I want to know from all of y'all down below is, which move do you like more? Do you like the Raiders giving a tender to Thomas Booker, or do you like the Raiders giving a tender to Jordan Meredith? You're about to get in with a YouTube ad break. While that ad is playing, I want you to scroll on down and give me your answer. My answer is going to be coming up here in just a moment. The reason why I like the Thomas Booker move more now is because of that draft pick. Essentially, we are saying, all right, Thomas Booker, 3.5, or we can get an extra 5th-round pick. I know right now, as it stands, the Las Vegas Raiders have the 175th pick, which is in the 5th round, and the Raiders right now, from top to bottom, have 11 picks in total. But because Thomas Booker was tendered, and if somebody answers that number, at $3.5 million, then you're going to be able to get that 5th-round pick. If nobody answers that tender, well, then I actually think that the depth of Jordan Meredith also helps us out. Coming up next year on the show, let's talk about some of the top free agent targets for the Las Vegas Raiders. And when I say top free agents, I basically just have a list of some of the top guys out there, and I will look at some of those top guys and essentially just be like whether or not I want them or whether or not I think it makes sense for the Raiders. Before I get into that, though, if anybody's looking to get their hands on a Raiders Report hat, go to chatsports.com/RR shop. The RR stands for Raiders Report. Shop, it's what I want you to do. So if you want a brand new Raiders Report hat like the one that I'm wearing right here, yours is probably going to look a little cleaner than mine. Chatsports.com/RR shop. Even if you don't want to buy a hat, Jeremy's our model on the website. Like, that's worth a look alone. That's worth a click alone. You know, you got to buy a hat. Chatsports.com/RR shop. If you're looking to get some Raiders Report gear, but we got hoodies, t-shirts, all sorts of other awesome gear, and that link is going to be available to y'all down in the comments, down in the description of today's show. All right, let's get into some of these top free agents because then I got to get everything ready to go live here in a little bit on the show. Top free agents remaining. Defensive end Trey Hendrickson. I mean, if you can get him, it depends what the price tag is. Elite pass rusher, but I do think he wants a lot more money than probably what we're going to be willing to offer him. And on top of that, I think I would just rather the Raiders look and try to get another edge rusher at 14 or 36 instead of spending $32 million on a guy like Trey Hendrickson. But, hey, we'll see. Tariq Woolen corner, I don't see this one happening. We brought back Stokes. Offensive lineman Rasheed Walker, same thing. He's more of a left tackle. Romeo Doubs would be extremely interesting if the Raiders really didn't want to draft a wide receiver in this year's class, because then I think what you would have is between all of our guys, Trey Tucker, again, Jalen Naylor's a dog. More and more I watch him, the more I like him. Jack Besh, Romeo Doubs, you don't really have a one in there, but you got a bunch of twos and threes. And if you're going to be a run-first team, I think being a run-first team with a bunch of twos and threes that can all block is cool. Like, I think that's cool, right? Because then you got Michael Mayer, then you got Brock Bowers on top of that. Kevin Byard at safety, I think one of our biggest needs today is finding a free safety. Byard last season led the NFL with 7 interceptions. He's never missed a game in his 32 years old, 10-year career, has never missed a game. But free safety is still one of the biggest needs that we have. Nahshon Wright's going to be another name that I'll throw out there. Elijah Vera Tucker got signed yesterday, so I'll take that out. K'Lavon Chaisson, defensive end, outside linebackers, got a lot of really good ties to Rob Leonard. I think that he would be an interesting fit. In terms of, Elton Jenkins, can you put him at right guard? What about Deebo Samuel, Jawan Jennings? Though I had a source tell me that he didn't know if Jawan was still going to be on the Raiders' radar after the Naylor signing. Jaquan Brisker is going to be an interesting name. Wyatt Teller I'll throw out there. I don't see the Raiders getting a Leo Chenal because, again, you got Quay Walker. You also got Nakobe Dean. That's going to be your Mike and your weak side linebacker. And then there's some tight ends on here. DJ Reader, that's a big boy on the interior. He was one of my top defensive tackle free agents, and I think that's a really good guy to be able to pair with Thomas Booker because DJ Reader is a run stopper. Adam Butler is better at getting after the quarterback than he is at stopping the run. And then at running back, Rasheed White. Klint Kubiak said he wanted to do 2 running back system, and Rasheed White was my number 2 overall running back target for the Las Vegas Raiders. So I'll see you guys here in a little bit on live. I planned on going live at noon Eastern, but I might try to just ramp this up a little bit quicker. Obviously, if any other NFL news happens, I got you covered. But you're going to get news around players signing before you see it on TV. We had a great time last night. We gave away over $2,000 on the Raiders Report. Had over 140,000 people joined us. Yesterday was one of the most fun days I've ever had. Shit, we were live for 10-plus hours. I will say today I can't be live quite that long. My wife, bless her heart, she bought us Stars and Vegas Golden Knights hockey tickets tonight. That game starts at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And when I told her, I was like, honey, that's like right in the heart of NFL free agency. She was a little bit heartbroken, but she got them for me for my birthday. I love my wife very much. So basically what I'm trying to say here is I'm going to try to get out of here today so I can go to that hockey game and my wife doesn't hate me. Obviously, if anything happens at the game, I'll do my best to get you guys a video. Be a little bit patient with me, but already, Jordan Meredith, Thomas Booker, I think you can add on top of all the other moves that the Raiders made yesterday. I don't know if Booker and Meredith are starters, but what the Raiders have done since the Taron Johnson trade on Sunday to where I'm making this video right now, we have added 11 quality players. This is an outstanding start to NFL free agency for John Spytek, Klint Kubiak, and Raider Nation. If you're looking for even more videos from me here on the Raiders Report, make sure you click that subscribe button. Like I said, if Raiders news happens, I got you covered. If you don't believe me at this point, I think you're just a hater. If you're looking for even more videos, though, like we got so many videos that came out yesterday. If you're a Raiders fan and you need to stay up to date, watch one of these bad boys right here.